Is it live? Are we live? Let me see if we're live. Is this bitch live? Receiving your content. Your audience will see it in a moment. Okay? Let's do this. Okay? Let's do this. Okay? Hello? Hello? Okay. Hello? Hello? There we go, let's see. Okay. Hey guys, hello? Can you hear me? There we go, let's see. Okay. Hey guys, hello? Can you hear me? There we go, let's see. Okay. Oh. Hey guys, hello? Can you hear me? There we go, let's see. I was gonna do like an echo or something. Let's see. Let's look at the live chat. Hey out there? Can people hear me right now? Not even sure if people can hear me right now. I hope you guys can hear me right now. Or else this is gonna be really suck. Like a whole live stream with shitty audio. Ooh, God, I hope not. Really hope the audio is not that bad. Somebody can chime in and tell me if the audio is good or not. Show up. Let's see, I got one person watching. Whoever you are, why don't you tell me where you're coming from? Where are you? Viewer, where are you? Who are you? Where are you coming from? Nelson, what's up, buddy? Hey, Nelson, help me out. Can you hear me? Can you hear me right now? I hope so. Let me know if the audio is good. I'm kind of worried about that. Let's see if he responds. Nelson, how's the audio, man? Tell me if it's good. From Taiwan, though I live in the Philippines. Okay, alright, cool, man. Shout out to the Philippines. I've been to the Philippines before. Manila. Yeah. I'd like to go back. I would definitely like to go back to the Philippines. Not to Manila, though. Manila was really militarized, and I was not down with Manila. Like, it just, I don't know. I don't want to shit on it too hard, but I just think I'd have more fun in a place like Boracay or Boracay. I'm not sure how you say that. Is it Boracay or Boracay? Anyway, I think I'd have more fun in one of those like resort islands like Boracay or Boracay, or maybe in like Palawan. I don't know. Nelson, tell me, where's a good place to go in the Philippines? What's your opinion? Let me know. Two people watching now. Okay, cool. Out. Where you coming from? Okay, alright, Nelson says, I feel you, man. I prefer Palawan. Alright, cool, man. That sounds legit. Definitely sounds legit. Alright, well, Nelson, since, oh, hold on. What's he say? I would say the best to travel would be El Nido. Okay, alright. Well, I don't know much about that, but I'll look that up. I'm gonna look that up. Since you are here, then, you know what, man? I'm gonna, like, start unleashing the beers, okay? So, like, I got this little pot right here. Let me show you the little pot. Got my little pot right here. And in the pot, I got some beers, and I want to drink them with you guys. I've been saving these in my refrigerator for a long time. And yeah, God, I just could never get around to filming anything like and fitting them in. But now I want to share them with you. So here we go. Beer number 1, because I got somebody here with me. It's called Guam beer. And I'll show it to you right now. Here, let me see. Can you see it? Can you see it well? I hope so. Yeah. Cool pot. Cool pot. Yeah, you know what, Nelson? It's a rice cooking pot. It's not even special. It's just a rice cooking pot. Anyway, so here's the Guam beer right here. Hope you guys can see it well. I found this, just in case you're wondering, I found this in Family-mart. Family-mart is a convenience store like 7-Eleven, and they carry a lot of really good, what's the word I'm looking for? Imported beers. They carry a lot of really good imported beers. So that's where I picked this baby up, and it's been sitting in my refrigerator for way too long. Now here's the thing about this. It says Guam beer, right? So you think Guam beer, then it must be brewed in Guam, right? And I'm looking, and then it says right here, it says brewed and bottled by Salon Brewery in Monroe, Wisconsin. So what's that all about? Is this Guam beer or is it Wisconsin beer? Like, what's going on with this beer right here? I'm kind of confused. I don't know. I don't know what the origin behind this is, but anyway, let's try this. Let's give it a shot. Okay, so let me open this baby. Woo! Alright, there we go. Nelson says, cool pot, yeah. And then what the fuck? Alright, here we go. Guam beer, which is brewed in Wisconsin. So, oh, shit. I don't want to get beer on my fucking laptop. Ooh, I'm nervous about dropping this on the laptop here. What's up, brother? Leviathan! Leviathan! Hey, man. What is going on, Leviathan? God, man, I'm glad you're here. I'm glad you're here. Hey, Leviathan, where are you at, man? Where are you these days? I know you're in Thailand, but where? Are you in Bangkok? Let me know. Tell me right now. Where are you coming from? I'm excited you're here, man. I feel like all my friends are here. This is awesome. Let's see. I'm going to wait a minute. Let me see what he says. Glad I can make it. Me too, man. I'm glad you can make it. I'm honored. I'm in Chiang Mai. All right, so you're not in Bangkok. You're in Chiang Mai. Well, all right, cool, man. I'm glad to hear that. I'm glad you're here too. So here, Nelson and Leviathan and whoever else is watching, because I'm up to 3 now. Here we go. Guam beer. I'm gonna tell you how it is. Is it good or does it taste like shit? Let's find out. Okay. Alright. It's not bad. It is not bad. Not bad at all. Okay, is this like a super high quality beer? No. But it's not bad. It's not like Budweiser. It's better than Budweiser. I'm gonna say that. And maybe somebody out there is gonna disagree with me and say it's the same thing. But you know what? I don't think so. I think it's a little bit better than Budweiser. And I think not a winter beer. Definitely not a winter beer. This would be way more legit if it was like summer and it was really hot outside and you just wanted to get like refreshed. It would be a lot more legit. So let me take one more sip of this. And here, let's read some comments. So Leviathan says, okay, again, Chiang Mai. Just cracking a tall can of Chang here myself. Alright, Leviathan, cheers, man. Cheers, we're drinking together. I love it. And Sockhawk is here. Sockhawk, what is up, dude? Are you still cruising off of Mexico? Where are you coming from, Sockhawk? What's he say here? To Guam beer, interesting. Then again, Kikkoman soy sauce is made in the USA too. Wisconsin, woo! Okay. Hey, Sockhawk, you know what, man? You know what I like from Wisconsin? I really like Leinenkugel. Leinenkugel beer is legit, and that's from Wisconsin. I like that a lot. I drank that a lot in university, and you know, I probably got in a little bit of trouble because I drank too much, but it was good. I like Leinenkugel beer. I even have a t-shirt of it too. Nelson is laughing at me. Alright. Sockhawk says, yep, still cruising. Alright, man. Leviathan says, when I was in Taipei, I bought some cheese imported from Wisconsin, and it was crazy expensive. I bet it was, man. Cheese here is expensive. If you want to make grilled cheese, then you got to shell out the bucks. And if you want to make like pasta bolognese with like cheese, you got to shell out the big bucks. Like even when I bought like a little container of Parmesan cheese that I wanted to like sprinkle on my spaghetti, it was actually pretty expensive. So yeah, man, I feel you. Cheese is a little bit expensive. So definitely. You know what though? Okay, so food. I'm getting a little rambly, but let's talk about food because here is one thing that I really miss from the United States, food-wise, that I just can't get here. Soft pretzels. Okay, soft pretzels. In the United States, we have soft pretzels. You buy them in the frozen food, and it comes in this box, and I think it says like Super Deluxe, and the box is like black with blue and red, I think, and there's like a pretzel on there. Anyway, those soft pretzels are hella good, and I really miss them, and you can't buy them here in Taiwan. I've never seen them ever. I've had one soft pretzel here in Taiwan in the last 5 years, and it was at a German restaurant in Taipei, and it was legit, but that restaurant is expensive, and you just, oh, the pretzels are not accessible, and it makes me sad because I love soft pretzels. Anyway, my ramble about food. Okay, more comments. So what do we got here? Nelson says, yo, Brian, where in the USA, where are you from? I'm from SoCal, man. I'm from SoCal. Just outside of San Diego, there is a suburb called Chula Vista, and that's where I'm coming from. 619, that's the area code. Apparently that's a big deal. People, when I went to university, because I went to university in Idaho. When I went to university in Idaho, and I told people my area code was 619, they freaked out. They're like, whoa, 619! And they were like freaking out, and I was like, what's the big deal? What's the big deal? 619, so what? But people were freaking out. Let's see, Sockhawk says, what's he say? Annie Ann, you can buy Annie Ann soft pretzels by the kit. Okay. I never heard of that, but alright. Maybe that sounds legit. It could be legit. Leviathan says, we have Annie Ann here in Thailand, and it's pretty... Wait, pretty sure they have those pretzels. Okay, alright. Nelson is laughing again. And Leviathan says, Chula Vista is very near the Mexican border, I think, right? Leviathan, you're right, man. Chula Vista is near the Mexican border. When I was a little boy, I could stand on a hilltop close to my house because they were doing a lot of development back at that time. And so basically surrounding my house was a bunch of canyons and just a bunch of dirt, you know, in scrub and coyotes. That's it. And I used to be able to stand on a hilltop and look out to the south, and you could see the lights of TJ, you know, Tijuana. And, you know, like you could see it. You could just see it off in the distance. So yeah, Mexico is close. And in fact, where I'm coming from, I would say that the majority of people where I lived were Mexican. Like not a super majority, like 90%, but the majority, definitely the majority. And technically that would make me, coming from that area, that would make me a minority. But not a minority in the way that Americans think of minorities, because to be a minority in America, you have to be brown, pretty much. Let's see, what do we got here? Okay, so Nelson says, could you speak Spanish? Jeez, okay. I understand quite a bit. That's because when I was growing up, I had a babysitter because both my parents worked full-time, and I had a babysitter, and she was Mexican, and she spoke a lot of Spanish, and as she was speaking Spanish, I was picking up some of that, and as I was speaking English, she was picking up some of that. So I guess we were kind of like training each other and learning off of each other. But I never achieved like any kind of fluency in Spanish. Like I really, really couldn't even have a good conversation in Spanish. And at this point, because I've been in Taiwan for like 5 years, hold on, let me take a sip of beer. Because I've Because I've been in Taiwan for like 5 years now, a lot of the Spanish that I used to remember, like the vocabulary and like the sentences and the grammar, I've lost it. And it's been replaced with Chinese. Like now when I try to think of a Spanish sentence, I find myself like injecting Mandarin Chinese into the sentence. Like, you know, hola, ¿cómo está? And then some Mandarin will like pop in there and I'll be like, shit, how do you say what I want to say in Spanish? I can't remember, but now I know what it is in Mandarin, so there you go. Let's see. Sawcock, I'm parked almost right near Chula. Go there often. Okay, dude. I'm a vet. My doctor is in Chula Vista. Okay, cool. Sawcock. Alright, man. Nelson says, we used to have Spanish class for 2 years. But shit, man, didn't remember a thing. Me too, man. I took Spanish class in high school because we had to. And I didn't even like it. Like, I didn't like the way they taught it. I didn't like the kids I was in there with. They were not cool. They were just rude. I don't know, man. And the way they teach in those classes, too, it's all bookwork. Like, you never actually have to speak the language. So you don't learn anything, you know? It's ridiculous. What's he say here? Language mindfuck. Okay, feel you, man. Get it mixed with Filipino. Okay, by Filipino, you mean Tagalog, right? Or do you have, like, a dialect? Do you have a dialect? Austin Guidry is here? Fuck, Austin Guidry is here? Wow, what's up, dude? That's amazing! Austin Guidry is here. Man, I'm honored. Thank you for coming, man. How you doing, Austin? How is the weather in China right now with winter? Is the pollution really bad? Are you doing all right? Let's see, what do we got here? Austin says, yeah, laugh out loud, I hated Spanish. Okay. Sawcock says, I solved the language problem. My girlfriend speaks Spanish. Okay. Nelson says, yeah, Tagalog. And then Austin says, what's up, man? The weather's not too bad. Alright. Chengdu sucks in the winter. Okay, well, I'm sorry to hear that. That's too bad. And then Leviathan, whoa, Austin, your videos are awesome, bro. I agree, Austin. Your videos are awesome. I'm kind of sad that I haven't seen a new one from you lately. But I know the weather sucks, so that's okay. Alright, guys. It's been a little while. So now, I asked you guys when I put up these notifications that I was going to do the live stream, I asked you guys to give me questions. I got these questions right here. So I want to jump in, and I'm going to do a few. So let's see. First live stream questions, and these ones come from Leviathan, who is coming out of Thailand right now. So let's see. Number one, will you ever leave Taiwan, and if so, where will you go? Okay, God. Will I ever leave Taiwan? Maybe. Maybe. There's 2 reasons I could leave Taiwan. If I felt like I could never break out of ESL teaching, just like never break out of it, like if it's years from now and I'm still not able to break out of it, then yeah, I think I might leave for that, because I really don't want to be an ESL teacher for the rest of my life. It just doesn't make me happy, and I don't see that as my career. I just can't do it. I gotta break out of that. And then the other reason, and God, I hope this never happens, and I'm not trying to like make drama or controversy, but the other reason we might leave is if there was some kind of like military situation, like if China decided to do like a ground invasion of Taiwan or something like that. And that's all I'm going to say. I don't want to get like too deep into that. But yeah, those are the 2 reasons that I might ever leave. And then if I left, we would probably end up back in the United States, because I'm a citizen, my sons are citizens, they're dual citizens, and it would be probably relatively easy to get my wife citizenship, or at least some kind of residency. So yeah, that answers that, right? Alright, let me check the chats here. So Austin says, it's a long story, but I don't put out much content in the winter. Okay. Sockhawk says, weather here is 70 degrees and sunny. Sounds nice. JCCJ, hi, I'm new. Hello, JCCJ. What's up, man? I'm glad you're here. Austin says, ever is a long time, man. I know. These questions are hard. When people say ever, like, that's hard to answer questions like that. And then let's see. JCCJ, are you an English teacher? Yes, I am. Yes, I am. I teach in a bushiban, which is a cram school. So after the kids finish their regular schooling, they come to cram school, and that'll go on till like 9:30 at night, and then they'll go home, and then they'll do their homework, and then they'll go to sleep, and they'll get up the next day, and they'll do it all again. So, yep. Sockhawk says, stationed in Taiwan, loved it, and going back. Alright. So that must have been back in the 70s, at least. Okay, cool. Very interesting. Nelson says, hope you'll be around, bro. Me too. Let's see. Austin in China. What's the freedom of speech and expression compared to the mainland China? Alright, so here. That's a good question. What is freedom of speech compared to mainland China? Austin, it's pretty much like the United States. You can kind of say whatever you want here. No one is going to break down my door if I insult the government, or if I insult the president, or if I, you know, have some kind of comment about just Taiwan as a whole. No one cares. No one cares, you know? It's kind of like the United States. Nobody really cares. Like, you can kind of say what you want as long as you're not advocating for physical confrontation or violence or anything like that. You can kind of say what you want. There is one kind of little restriction, and it's kind of like, I don't know, it's kind of like a gray zone, a gray area, I should say, is that foreigners are not really allowed to get into politics. So if I was a foreigner, I would not put myself in the middle of a protest, and I would not get involved in any kind of political campaigning. Like, I wouldn't be handing out flyers or anything like that, or attending speeches, because that's a gray area. And I feel like if they get really pissed off at you, they can use that as an excuse to deport you from Taiwan. And they have done that in the past to some people. So, yeah, I hope that explains that. And then let's see, Leviathan says, those kids are hardcore, man. Yes, they are. Yes, they are. Let's see, I just wanted to play Nintendo at their age. Me too, man. I just wanted to play Game Boy and Nintendo and have fun. See, Austin says, can you actually talk about sensitive stuff like Taiwan-China relations? Yeah. Yeah, definitely I can talk about sensitive stuff. That's not a problem at all. Not at all. If I want to talk about Taiwan and China are too close, or they're too far, or they should be more friendly, or they should be more standoffish, I can say whatever I want. It's not a problem. And really, the authorities don't care, because I'm just some random guy. And I have no power, so what, right? I'm not making any decisions. Let's see. Nice. Okay, so no political activism. Understandable as a foreigner. Yeah, okay. JJ LIN, hi. JJ LIN, what is up, dude? Sockhawk says, how's the cost of living there? Inflation rate. Cost of living is going up. Cost of living has been going up since I got here. Food, in particular, is more expensive since I got here. It's gone up in price, and I feel like the price of gas has gone up too, and other things too that are harder to notice, I'm sure, have gone up, but wages aren't really going up, and that's kind of the problem. Prices are going up, but wages are kind of sticking where they are. JJ LIN says, Taiwan has freedom of speech, or speech freedom. Yes, it does. Yes, it does. We have freedom here. Woo, freedom! JCCJ, does your wife cook Western food or only Taiwanese food at home? She cooks a lot of stuff. She cooks whatever she wants to cook. Mostly it ends up being Taiwanese stuff, because she's Taiwanese. but she can cook other stuff too. She can make sandwiches. She can make a grilled cheese sandwich. She can make spaghetti with tomato sauce and Parmesan cheese. So, yeah, that's not a problem. Alright, let's see. Let me take another sip of beer here. Alright, what else we got? Okay, so more questions from Leviathan. How has marriage or kids changed the way you see things in life? God, man. Things are a lot more serious now. I'm not just looking out for me. I'm looking out for 1, 2, 3 other people. I gotta make sure they have a place to live. I gotta make sure we have money. I gotta make sure that there's food and there's clothing. I gotta make sure everything's provided for. You know, I gotta make sure they're safe. So I can't just up and quit my job on a whim, even though recently I kind of went through some changes. But I can't just do crazy things anymore, and I can't just be like crazy off the cuff. Like, I gotta think things out more. I really gotta be more considerate and think things out and plan more. Everything needs to be planned more, and I gotta be a lot more careful about everything, right? But maybe I would get there anyway with age. I think people get there anyway with age. They just get more careful and they plan better. I think it's just getting older, you know? Like, I'm gonna be 30, so yeah. I think that's just how it goes. Let's see. JCCJ, where's your wife and kids? They're outside. I think my kids are sleeping. I'm pretty sure. They've been up all day long playing, so they should be sleeping. And I think my wife is probably watching Korean dramas on TV. Or she's watching a Korean movie right now. Like one of those horror movies or something. When I left, she was watching some Korean serial killer movie. Some guy's like trapping women and like cutting them up and putting them in garbage bags. Shit's crazy. JCCJ, what is the reason you became a YouTuber? Well, I wanted to show people, everybody back home, when I moved to the other side of the goddamn planet, because it really is the other side of the planet, I wanted to show them what life was like over here. I wanted to stay in touch with them. And I didn't want to just do it through like Facebook and like writing like, you know, quotes or anecdotes or stuff like that. I wanted to really show them what it was like here. And I also wanted to preserve my own memories. I want to be able to look back years from now and remember where I started and how I evolved and when I met people and how that went and the relationship went with that and how I've grown and all the wonderful places I've been to. You know, I want to be able to remember all that stuff and I want to share it with everybody. And I want to make friends, just like, you know, I've made a lot of friends. Like the people here, I consider to be friends. I've actually talked to some of these guys not on YouTube, not just exclusively through YouTube. So let's see. Leviathan says, yeah, I'm not married and don't have kids, but I think it's true. Okay. Let's see here. Sockhawk says, are apartments and housing available in the mountains? That's one of your questions, Sockhawk. I was going to get to that. Yeah, yes they are, man. You can find housing and apartments pretty much everywhere. It might be more difficult to find stuff in like the high mountains than it would be like in the city center, but you can find stuff. You can definitely find stuff. You just have to look. And I recommend, what's the website? I think it's called 591. It's like a real estate website. So you can use that to like browse by area and kind of find where you want to live. So yeah, it's definitely available. Let's see, Austin says, that Korean movie The Wailing was pretty legit. Check that one out. I'm not a Korean cinema fan, but I enjoyed that one. Okay. Austin, I have seen parts of that zombie movie, Train to Busan. I thought that was pretty cool. I'd like to see that in its full, like from beginning to end someday. JCCJ, do you speak Chinese? Indian. JJ LIN, how is the air condition? We have a good air conditioner. It better be good. I paid a lot of fucking money for that air conditioner. We're still in debt because of that stupid air conditioner. Nelson says, do you live in Taipei? Yes, I do. Yes, I do live in Taipei. Well, not actually, technically not Taipei. It's New Taipei City. But really, Taipei City and New Taipei City kind of like blend together. Like, there's really no hard border there. I live in Luzhou district of New Taipei City. So that answers that. Are people allowed to live in marinas there? Sockhawk says. I don't know, man. I really don't know. I don't know anybody who lives on houseboats. I don't know. I know a guy who does scuba diving and who does lessons for that and spends a lot of time in harbors and stuff, but I can't answer that question. I really don't know. JCCJ, what was the reason you came to Taiwan or chose Taiwan? That's a long story, man. That's a really, really long story. And I made a whole video about that, so I'm gonna kind of direct you to that video. You can check that video out. I think it's called My Story, or like how I came to live in Taiwan, or how I came to be in Taiwan. So check that out. Let me take another swig of beer here. Okay, more questions. Alright. So let's see. How has your opinion of Taiwan changed as you become more used to living there? From Leviathan. It's been demystified. I'm not like, it doesn't like shock and awe me anymore like it used to. It really, really doesn't shock and awe me. Like, it's just, everything kind of seems normal now. And I don't want to say like all the fun and all the mystery is gone, but it's harder to find. It's really, really harder to find. And I've just kind of gotten used to things. Alright, so next one. How has your opinion of teaching English changed over the time you've been doing it? Also from Leviathan. Let's see. Well, I came here idealistic. Definitely came here idealistic. And I think that is gone. I'm not idealistic anymore. I understand that ESL, especially when you're teaching in cram schools, is all about the money. It's not really about the education. It's all about the money. And that's what they care about. They care about making the kids happy and the parents happy. And that trumps education every time. And you just kind of have to accept that. So, yeah. Also, kids these days, and I don't want to be too hard on them because they really get pushed hard and they spend a lot of hours in school that they shouldn't be spending. But they are really disrespectful these days. They're really, really disrespectful. And that kind of really makes me sad. So, yeah. JJ LIN, can you speak Taiwanese? Oh, God, man. Taiwanese is hard. Way harder than Mandarin. And I really only know very, very few things. Like, the one thing that pops into my mind is paise, paise, which just means sorry, sorry. So, let's see. Sockhawk. Talk about girls. Compare Thailand, Vietnam, and China. Sockhawk, can't do that, man. I haven't been to Thailand, or Vietnam, or China. I can't do that. I can't compare that. It's not a fair comparison. Let's see. What else we got here? Other than your family, what is the most important thing to you right now? Well, I guess that would be my job, but then my job is about making money for my family, so that all kind of relates. But if there's things, if I totally like divorce my family from the equation, then I guess I would say my YouTube channel, and because that's like my main hobby, that's what I do. And my friends, just maintaining good relationships with my friends, spending time with them, you know. It's really, really important to have a good network of friends that you can depend on. Not like a ton of friends, but like a good hardcore group of like 5 to 10 people that you can really, really depend on is important. So yeah. JJ LIN says, sorry is part of Taiwanese culture. No, don't say sorry. Don't say sorry. Taiwanese is hard. I didn't say it was bad. I just said it was hard. There's nothing wrong with the Taiwanese language. It's just too hard for me. Or maybe I'm just too stupid to learn it. There's nothing wrong with it. It's fine. It's just, it's my problem. The problem is me, JJ. The problem is not the Taiwanese language. The problem is me. Sockhawk says, is the weather different in different parts of the island? Absolutely. Absolutely. I think I covered that before in that video I made for you, but yeah, man, absolutely. The north is colder and rainier. The south is sunnier, drier. The east coast got a lot of mountains. They get hit really hard by typhoons. It's definitely different. Okay, what else we got? Do you generally agree, this is also from Leviathan, do you generally agree with public intellectuals, sometimes referred to as the new atheists, like Sam Harris or Christopher Hitchens or etc., etc.? Do I generally agree, like 90%? No. I don't know, I guess I'm 50-50 on the new atheists. Sometimes I agree with them, sometimes I don't. I'm not, here's where I find myself, because in the past, the left kind of seemed to be, the political left kind of seemed to be more united, a lot more united, and then there was this split, and on one side you kind of had like progressives, and then on the other side you had like the new atheists, and so the new atheists kind of had their ideology, and that was all about like, Islam, and Islam is a dangerous ideology, and we got to be really careful with the Muslims, and we might need to do military interventions here and there, and blah, 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 blah. And I'm simplifying this, and I'm paraphrasing and all the other stuff, alright? And then on the progressive side, they're like, it's not the Muslims at all, it's not the Muslims. It's all geopolitical issues, and we just need to focus on that, and don't worry about Islam. And see, I kind of find myself in the middle between these two. I don't think the problem is totally geopolitical. Not everybody fighting the West right now as like a jihadi or as like a mujahideen is doing it out of like geopolitical, like, oh, we killed his auntie in a bombing, so that's why he's going to fight us to the death. Not every one of them is doing that, you know, not every one of them is fighting us because of that. On the flip side, not everyone is fighting us because of the shit that they read in the Quran or the Hadiths, right? It's kind of in the middle. Some of them are fighting us because they're heavily brainwashed and it's all about ideology. And on the flip side, some of them are fighting us because we fucking bombed their auntie and their grandma, and now they want revenge. So I've kind of find myself in the middle between these two new atheists and these progressives. I'm kind of somewhere in the middle. Let's see. Leviathan says, I tried to learn some Mandarin. Fuck, it was so hard. Definitely, man. Definitely. It was definitely hard. Nelson says, forever channel support, man. Hell yeah. Thank you. Let's see. Nelson says, what's the first thing you do once you get back to the U.S.? Nelson, the first thing I would do is eat a soft pretzel. That's what I would do, man. I would eat a soft pretzel, because it would be fucking delicious. JJ LIN, my family has different religions. Me too, man. Me too. I was raised Catholic. Most of my family is Catholic, but we do have cousins who are Jewish. So yeah, we have people who are of different faiths, and my mother-in-law is actually Falun Gong. So there you go. Sockcock says, is it difficult to go across the Hong Kong side? Difficult for me? No, not at all. Getting into Hong Kong or Macau for an American citizen is very, very easy. And even for my wife as a Taiwanese, it's very, very easy. It's not hard at all. Not at all. Alright, let me kill this beer and I'm going to open up the second one. Fuck. Okay, let me do some more questions and then I'm going to pop up this second beer. Or pop open this second beer, not pop up. What the fuck? Let's see. So, what do we got right here? Okay, also from Leviathan. He gave me a fuck ton of questions, man. Do you think there's merit to the argument that there is a regressive element to the left that defends dangerous and intolerant ideas in the name of liberalism, cultural relativism, etc., etc.? Yeah, definitely, man. Definitely. Definitely there's a regressive left, and I hate the regressive left because they make the real left seem stupid. And they make those issues that the real left is fighting for, they make those issues harder to work with, or it makes it harder for us who are on the real left to achieve our goals. because we're busy trying to get these fucking regressives to stop spewing their bullshit, right? Like these crazy feminists who say all men are evil, 100%, all men are evil. Or black people who say 100%, all white people are evil, automatic, all white people are evil. Like, that shit is stupid. That's not true at all. All white people are evil? Ridiculous. No, they're not. There's good and there's bad, just like there's good and bad black people and good and bad Latinos and everybody else. So, come on, that's ridiculous. And the same thing with men. Not all men are evil. That's ridiculous. Come on, that's ridiculous. So, yeah, definitely. The regressive left, man, fuck you guys. Fuck you guys. All you crazy feminists with your rainbow hair and your nose rings, man, fuck you guys. You guys are ridiculous. And you make it really, really hard to get shit done. Let's see. Sawcock. Or no, sorry, I read that one already. Leviathan says, what kind of beer was that? I missed that. Alright, man, let me show you. It's called Guam beer. Right there. It's Guam beer. Apparently it's Guamanian, but it says it's brewed in Wisconsin. So, I'm kind of confused. Woo! Let's see, Nelson says, how many beer could you usually go? How many beers could I usually drink? These days, not much. Look at me, I'm turning all red right now. I'm like a strawberry. When I was in my university days, I could drink a lot more, but these days, not much. I really, really can't drink much these days. Because I don't drink that much anymore, and my tolerance has gone down. So I could probably have like 3 or 4 beers before I really get like ridiculous. JJ says, what is Falun Gong? Falun Gong is a religion, or like a spiritual movement. It's all about meditating and kind of, how can I say this? Kind of looking inward. Look inward, like look into your mind, look into your heart, meditate, right? Try to think about your life, how you're living your life. Try to live a good life. Try to be good to all people and all living things. It's kind of, it seems like it has a lot of relation to Buddhism, right? Like don't do harm onto anyone. Meditate, kind of be peaceful, you know? So it's kind of like that. Leviathan says, yeah, I completely agree. There's nothing worse than someone on your side arguing poorly for it. Absolutely, man. That's why those fucking regressives piss me off. Nelson says, I agree with ya. Leviathan says, interesting. Can't say I've tried that beer. And then my wife says, haha, I see you. Okay. I see. Yeah, okay, alright. Okay, here. One more question, and then I'm going to pop this other beer. So let's see. Let me try and finish off Leviathan's questions. So number 8, do Trump's tiny hands concern you as an American? Fuck yeah, they concern me. His hands are really, really not tremendous. They're really, really tiny. They're so small, it'll make your head spin. It'll make your head spin, alright? They're really, really tiny. I think we're going to have to call in the military because his hands are so damn small. Let's see. Number 9. Bernie 2020. Okay, so that means, will Bernie Sanders run for the presidency in 2020 in America? I don't know, man. I think I'm going to answer the way Bernie Sanders would answer that. And he would say, 2020? What the fuck are you talking about? We got a lot of really, really important issues to deal with right now. So I don't have time to think about 2020. Because I got to save, people now. Like, I got to work on issues now. I got to save the world now, right? That's what Super Bernie would say. He wouldn't even think about 2020, you know? Let's see, Sawkhawk. If you could live anywhere else on the island, where would you choose? Sawkhawk, maybe I would go back to where I was living in my first year of living in Taiwan, which was a little farm town called Heme. And Hemei is in central Taiwan. And it's just this little farm town, and there's a bunch of street dogs that run around there, and rice paddies, and farmers with, you know, like 3 teeth, and and they wear those hats. And yeah, maybe I would move back there because life out there is super relaxed, and the cost of living is really, really low, and people are really, really friendly. So yeah, maybe I'd go back there. I had fun there. I like living there. Like, the only reason we left was because my kids were coming, my son was coming, and we needed public transportation, and also I needed a new job. So yeah, let's see. Okay, my wife is being silly. And let's see, Leviathan says, thanks for answering my questions, man. Appreciate it. No problem, Leviathan. Love you, man. You're one of my longest, like, viewers and subscribers, man. I feel like we're friends, so no problem. Not a problem. JJ LIN says, does all Americans support putting the embassy in Jerusalem? No. No. Not at all. Not at all. We are very divided in America. Lots of people in America disagree with Donald Trump. Lots of us. I don't like this man. I hate this man. And a lot of people agree with me. We are very divided. We have a lot of different ideas. Nelson says, what the fuck? That's where I am right now. Okay, I'm not sure what you're saying, man. I don't know what you're talking about. Okay. Anyway, here. I gotta go get a screwdriver so I can open up this beer. Wait a minute. Okay. Move that and put that back up. Hopefully you guys can see me. Can you see me? See me right now? Let me see. Let me tilt it down a little bit. Tilt it down. Alright, so look. Here's the deal. I used to have a bottle opener on my keychain, but it broke, and that kind of like really made me sad. So now I gotta open up, whenever I get a bottle of beer, I gotta open up this bitch with a flathead screwdriver, which is ridiculous, but that's how it goes. So. Nelson Sue says, I'm currently in Hemei. What? Hemei. Nelson, you're in Hemei right now? In Taiwan, Hemei. Hemei town, outside of Changhua County. You are in Hemei. Because that would be crazy. Because I used to live there. I lived there for a year. That would be wild, man. I'm really wondering now. Now I'm curious. Okay, anyway, so let me introduce the second beer. This is Kentucky Bourbon Barrel Stout. I got this from one of my good buddies here in Taiwan. And when I publish this live stream to my YouTube, I'm going to put all the information about where you can get this and where it came from in the description box, so you can check that out if you're interested. And the one I had before, because I had one of these beers before in one of my videos, that beer was legit. So I'm thinking that this beer is also going to be really, really legit. So yeah. Nelson says, yeah, I'm in Changhua. You're in Changhua right now? Wow, Nelson is in Changhua right now. Awesome, dude. That's awesome. I had a lot of fun there, man. I really, really loved it. My favorite place in Changhua was Bagua Mountain, alright? Because you let me know, Nelson. Do you know Bagua Mountain? Bagua Mountain has the Buddha on top of the mountain. Let me know. Do you know what I'm talking about? That was my favorite place. Let me know if you know what I'm talking about. Ooh, man, this is hard to open. See, I'm trying to open this right now with the flathead screwdriver, and I'm trying not to break the bottle, because then I'm going to mess up, you know, I'm going to mess up the glass. I'm going to break the glass, and then I'm going to cut my mouth or something. Oh, well, I'll just pour it in the glass. Wow, that's dark. That's really, really dark. That's dark as hell. Oops. Drop some of that. Okay, let me see. Nelson says, my grandmother lives here, and I'll be spending Christmas with her. Oh, that's nice. All right, cool, man. Spending Christmas with Grandma. My grandma used to bring me there. Awesome, man. I loved that mountain. That mountain was legit. I used to go there for fun. I like the I like the night view over there. Yeah, me too. JJ LIN, have you ever been to Elon? No. No, not yet, but I'd like to. I have a friend who lives out there. And then my wife says, be careful opening that. Yes, I will. Don't worry. Okay, so here we go. Second beer. This is the Kentucky Bourbon Barrel Stout, which is very, very dark. And I'm going to try it right now, and I bet it's going to be legit. That ain't bad. That ain't bad at all. I like that. That's really, really good. It tastes like it is aged a little bit, like I left it in the bottle too long, but it still has a good flavor. Like I think I should have drank it a long time ago. Like I just left it in the refrigerator for too long, but it still tastes good. It definitely still tastes good. Let me see here. 8% alcohol. And it says I should have... Oh, well, there you go. I should have drank this back in May. It says May 11th, 2017. So, yeah, it's a little old, but it's good. It does taste like coffee. And, yeah, definitely. It definitely tastes like coffee. It's good. It's legit. Leviathan says it looks like black... Or it looks black like Guinness. Yeah, it does. It does. And then my wife says, can you give me some? Okay, wait, hold on. Let me answer some more questions here. Okay, so Sockhawk says, what is the best side of the island for fishing? I don't know, man. I'm not a fisher. Like, I did freshwater fishing when I was a kid, but not here in Taiwan. You know, I've seen people fishing in Danshui, like off the pier and stuff. But I don't know, man. I'm not experienced with that. I don't really know. Swimming, I would say probably in the south, like in Kending, which is like the very, very extreme south of Taiwan on like that little peninsula down there. There's good beaches down there. That would be really, really good for swimming. You could check that out. And weather, I kind of talked about weather already with you. We talked about best place to live in rural Taiwan. We kind of talked about that. Anything on hot springs? Okay, so Sockhawk, hot springs, man. Hot springs, you need to go to Shinbeitou, which is here in Taipei City. Go to Shinbeitou. They have hot springs. It's legit. The water there is really, really legit. It smells like sulfur, right? So it kind of smells like eggs and butthole, but it kind of smells like eggs and butthole, but it's really, really good because it makes your skin like really, really smooth. It's really, really good. So check that out. Or you could go to Ulai. Ulai is like in the mountains like south of Taipei City, and they also have hot springs. And I've checked that out too, and that's legit. So check that out. Ulai, Shinbeitou. Check it out. Let's see here. Let's get some from the chat here. So let's see. JJ says, do you drink beer with food? Yes, all the time. Definitely. Sockhawk says, aged for me means Vintage Thursday. Okay. Nelson says, are you a sports fan? Nelson, I used to be. When I was in university, my university football team was hot. We were good, man. We were really, really good. We had a really, really good team. I went to Boise State University. And when I was going to Boise State University, our college football team was legit. We were really good. And I used to watch every game. And I went to a bunch of the games in person. And I was rooting for them. And I'd keep up with them and follow really close. But these days, no. Like, as soon as I moved to Taiwan, I kind of dropped all that. And now, like, I really kind of only pay attention to sports when the World Cup is on. Like, when the World Cup is on, they'll televise that here in Taiwan. So, like, I'll stay up really late and watch, like, World Cup games. But besides that, no, not really much with sports, unfortunately. People really don't care that much about sports in Taiwan, sadly. I wish more people cared about sports in Taiwan. It kind of bums me out that they don't. Let's see. JJ says, I recommend Jiaoxi Hot Spring in Yilan. It's good for the skin. I bet it is, man. I bet it is. Shinbeitou is good for the skin. So I bet it's good for the skin in Yilan, too. Even though it does smell like buttholes. Right? Even if it smells like asshole. Okay, let's see. So the sock hawk says, mosquitoes. Mosquito repellent or other insects. Mosquitoes here suck, man. Like, if you go out, sometimes you get a bunch of mosquito bites. Like, I used to get a bunch of mosquito bites when I was living in, like, rural Taiwan. Like, in central Taiwan, I got a lot of mosquito bites. But I still even get them occasionally here. And they suck. They're really itchy. And the mosquitoes, they love me. Like, they love my blood. My blood must be really, really sweet to them. Because they love biting me. Other than that, though, like insects, we really only have to deal with cockroaches. And if you keep your house or your apartment clean, you won't get that many cockroaches. And if they come up into your house, then, you know, you just get that slipper and then you just go boom. Then you can fucking smash them, you know. Let's see. Leviathan says, I went to a baseball game in Taiwan. It was quite different than the MLB. I bet, man. The thing with baseball in Taiwan, I think, is unlike in America where you have like we had San Diego Padres where I grew up. Like, unlike that, I think here it's a lot more commercial. Like here, I feel like instead of San Diego Padres, they would have like the Pepsi Cola soda pops. Like, they wouldn't even put any city name or anything like that into it. It would all be like completely commercialized. You know what I mean? Do you know what I mean? Maybe. Let's see, Sockhawk. Thanks for answering my questions. Really appreciate it. No problem, man. Not a problem. That's why I'm here. I had a lot of fun. Let's see. Oh, hey, one more, Sockhawk. One more, man. Long distance travel cost on trains versus buses. Okay, so look, that one's easy. The buses are going to be the cheapest, but they're going to be the slowest. After that, the TRA, that's the regular speed trains. Those are going to be somewhere in the middle. And then the HSR, that's the high speed rail, is going to be the most expensive, but it's going to be the fastest. I could be from Taipei to Taichung, which is in the middle of Taiwan, in like maybe an hour or like a little over an hour, I think, if I'm remembering right. So yeah. Let's see, Leviathan says, yeah, the teams are owned by large companies. Yeah, probably, right? Like, I wouldn't, that's why they would name it that, right? Like, I'm pretty sure there's one called, if I'm remembering right, there's one called Lamigo. And Lamigo is a large company. Like, that's kind of what they do here. Nelson says, sports associations are commercialized as fuck. A lot of them are scripted as fuck, too. Really sad. Yeah, man, that does suck. What's up with that shit? Like, it would be like in America if instead of we had, like, the Boston Celtics, instead of having the Boston Celtics, it would be like the Coca-Cola Cola Babies or something, or like the Doritos Chippies, you know, like some shit like that. I don't know. It would be stupid, you know. Let's see. Leviathan says, I think Uni-Present 7-Eleven Lions team won the championships last year. There you go. That's cool. I'm glad they won, but do I really want a team called the Uni-President 7-Eleven Lions? JJ says, Taiwanese baseball games always has cheer-up team with cute girls. I bet they do. I bet they do have cute cheerleaders. I bet they're sexy, too. Nelson says, the Cola Babies. Yeah, I know, man. The Cola Babies, right? That's ridiculous. You know what, though? That would be a good name for, like, a cheerleading squad. Like a bunch of sexy girls, and they call them the Cola Babies. Right? They come out, and they have, like, the bikini or something, and Like on each of their boobies, they have like a little soda pop can. I don't know. I'm just brainstorming. Maybe. Maybe they put some soda on their titties. I don't know. Let's see. What else we got for questions here? Okay, Josh Bra, like bro, but bra, says, what's the go with the big blast doors in Taipei main station? I think he means what's up with the big blast doors in Taipei main station. I don't know, man. I'm not sure what you're talking about. Like, are there big blast doors? I don't know if there are or not. And if there are, you know what? It's probably like some... Well, first of all, to keep people out, right? Like, after the Taipei Metro shuts down and all the shops shut down, they want to close it. But also, probably because when they have a typhoon, they don't want, like, water and wind getting in there. So I think that's what the big blast doors are all about. And then here, for my buddy Wukong, who is also on YouTube, you guys should check out Wukong. His videos are legit. He does a lot of videos about, like, Chinese history and about, like, legendary and mythical characters from Chinese history. It's really interesting. You should check him out. And his question was, not sure I'll be able to watch, but here's my question. Could you see yourself living in Taiwan forever? Yes. Yes, I could, Wukong. Here's the thing. If I'm going to live here forever, then Taiwan needs to do some changes. We need to have foreigners allowed to have dual citizenship, because at the moment, if you're born a Taiwanese, you can become a dual citizen. But if you're born a foreigner, you cannot become a dual citizen. Like, my son was born Taiwanese. So him getting American citizenship later, which is what we did, we went to register him at the American embassy later, was no problem. But me, being born as an American, I cannot become a Taiwanese citizen unless I renounce my citizenship. And I'm not going to do that. So that's one thing. And, that's a big deal, because you need to have those rights. If you're going to live somewhere and be an immigrant, you need to have full rights. You need to be able to vote, and you need to be able to make sure that if you're going to pay in taxes, like if you're going to put tax money into the system, that you're going to receive the benefits coming out of the system. That you're going to be able to receive a pension when you retire and when you're old, Like, what's going to happen to me when I'm old? Like, I'm not covered in any kind of pension or, like, social security scheme, because I'm not a citizen. So what's going to happen with that, right? That has to change if I'm going to live here for the rest of my life. And also, the political situation, which I'm not going to get deep into, but the political situation with China needs to change. Like, we need to stop being threatened. We're very, very threatened here, and they need to stop threatening. It makes people very, very insecure, When you hear news reports about Taiwan's going to be invaded in the next, 1 to 3 years, it really, really makes you feel insecure. And you're like, am I going to live here? I don't even know if I'm going to live here. Because if you're going to start bombing the shit out of this place, then I might have to leave, Let's see, back to the chat. So, JJ LIN, they are good for the eyes. I bet they are. Those cola babies would be good for the eyes with those titties. Nelson Sue says, beer would work too. Yeah. If they had like a beer bikini. Sockhawk says, car or moped? Sockhawk, I drive a scooter. It's bigger than a 50cc scooter, but it's not huge. It's not like a full-on motorcycle. So that's what I drive. I would never drive a car here. It's just too expensive, and it's too ridiculous and dangerous. Like, even driving a scooter is dangerous. I already had one scooter accident where I had to go to the hospital, and I also got hit by a car as I was pulling out of a gas station parking lot. So, it's dangerous, man. It's really, really dangerous. JJ LIN, if you register Taiwanese citizenship, you need to do military service? Oh, it's a question. If you register for Taiwanese citizenship, do you need to do military service? Um, yeah, probably. You know, they make everybody do it, so why wouldn't they make me do it if I was a citizen too? I mean, they might give you an exemption if you don't speak Mandarin, because how are you going to follow military orders if you can't understand what they're saying? But I would expect that they would make you serve. Leviathan says, Asian countries in general seem so close to allowing foreigners to have full rights as residents and citizens. Yeah, man, I agree. I agree. That's right. Um, you know, we have a lot of rights here in Taiwan, or I do, because I'm basically a permanent resident. But still, like, I can't vote, and what's up with that? Like, because these politicians, they affect me too, you know? Like, when they write laws and stuff, it affects me too. So I wish I had, you know, I wish I could vote, because I have an opinion too. You know, it affects me too. It's part of me too. You know, and then, like I mentioned before, the whole pension thing, like, that worries people. It worries me. Let's see. Driving a scooter scares me. I still have never done it. Leviathan, how are you going to be in Thailand and you never drive a scooter, man? How do you get around there? Do you take a bunch of tuk-tuks? Is that how you get around? Like, how do you get around in Thailand? I'm genuinely curious, man. Do you do tuk-tuks or buses? How do you get around? I'm not sure. I'm going to wait. I bet he's going to pop in here with the answer. Hold on. Wait a minute. We have Uber. Really? Okay, you have Uber in Chiang Mai. Okay. I mostly use that. You know what, Leviathan? I don't know if you know this, but they actually banned Uber here in Taiwan. They banned it. See, like, what kind of happened was all the taxi drivers got together and they were like, man, fuck these Uber guys. These Uber guys are getting in onto our business. And they're like, you know, they're fucking with our money. And we can't have that. So, like, the taxi guys went to the government and they're like, you got to shut these Uber guys down. They're breaking the rules with the regulations and they're not paying their taxes. And so for a while, the government kind of like clamped down and they banned Uber. Whew. Let's see. Leviathan says, I mostly use Uber. Most of the time I'm just hanging around my neighborhood, so I walk. Alright, that's cool. Uber is super cheap in Thailand. I can get to the other side of the city for $3 American. Okay. JJ LIN, I only ride a bike, but the traffic scares me a lot. Okay. Scares me too, man. Every time I jump on my scooter, I feel like I'm taking my life into my own hands. Let's see, Leviathan says, yeah, I know, that sucks. Uber is awesome because it eliminates the language barrier and the price discrimination for foreigners. Yeah. Yeah, definitely. You know, I don't take a lot of taxis, so it doesn't really affect me, but I have friends who do, and they've had a lot of trouble with taxis. Even though I've had good experiences with taxis here in Taiwan, like, you still run into, like, the occasional, like, fucking idiot, like, where you could take out a map of Taipei City and show him where you want to go in Chinese, in Mandarin Chinese. Like, you have the map and you show him it's written right there in Mandarin Chinese, like, take me here, right? And it's a popular spot, like an MRT stop, right? It should be super obvious. You know, it should be really easy to get there. And the fucking idiot is like, what? How do I get there? I don't know where I'm going. Like, when my mom was here, actually, either the last time or the time before that, we got into a taxi and we told the guy where we wanted to go, and we told him, take us to this MRT stop, like, or at least close to this MRT stop. And he took us to the completely wrong MRT stop. He took us to, like, the other side of the city. And I was like, what the fuck, man? Like, why are you... You're a taxi driver. You should know this shit. Like, come on now. You know? It was ridiculous. And so, long story short, like, we had him finally take us to the correct MRT stop. But, like, I had to be like, hey, man, you took us way out of our way, and I'm not going to pay the full fare. Like, you're going to cut that fare price down because you fucked up. Like, I told you where we were going, but you didn't know, so you need to cut that price down. And he ended up cutting the price down, you know, but it ended up, like, burning a lot of our time, so I was still pissed off. Let's see here. Leviathan says, Taiwanese are pretty honest people. I love Thais, but I wouldn't put much trust in a Bangkok cabbie. Alright. Okay, I don't know. I've never been to Thailand. Sockhawk says, crime used to be almost zero there. Is it still pretty safe? Yeah, man. Sockhawk, crime in Taiwan, at least violent crime, is low. Rock bottom. Rock bottom. Like, it's not even. It's really, really low. And I love that. That's something I really, really love about Taiwan, is that I can go anywhere, any time of day, and feel safe. My wife can go down and like walk to the corner store at like 2 o'clock in the morning and nothing's gonna happen. Like, everything will be fine. There's no like incidents or anything that really scares me or makes me feel unsafe here. Really, no. Damn, guys, I've been doing this stream for like 1 hour and 10 minutes. That's a long time. Alright, so let's see. JJ LIN, I rode a taxi in Taichung, but the driver cost me higher than usual. See, that's bullshit, man. Like, you gotta... JJ, did you tell him to push the meter so you can see, like, the numbers, you can see how much money it costs? Or did he just kind of tell you after you were finished? Like, how did that work? Like, you gotta tell him... You need to tell the driver to, like, turn on the machine so you know how much it costs. And then he can't just make up some price in his head, you know? He can't just decide when he's done driving, like, oh yeah, I think 600, you know? Like, you gotta make him use the computer. Or make him use the fare machine. Let's see. Let's see. JJ says, I wrote a... Oh, well, no, I did that one. Sorry, Nelson. Nelson says, I was so fucked with public transportation in the Philippines. Always overcharge me. It gets me pissed at them for disagreeing with the price. Yeah, I can sympathize. And then JJ says, I know because I took so many times. Man, I'm sorry. I know, man. These fucking taxi drivers, right? These guys are fucked up. They play too much. They're trying to make more money in like a dishonest way. They're not being honest. They're not being real, you know? They're trying to mess with you and like trying to like grab more money. But it's not right. Let's see here. You know what, guys? I think that's it. I did all the questions. And, you know, I drank the beers. I want to share the rest of this beer with my wife because she asked me so nicely. And I think that's it, guys. You know, it's been 1 hour and 12 minutes, so I think I'm just going to answer. I'll answer like maybe 2 or 3 more questions, and then I'm gonna call it a night. So let's see. Leviathan says, I'm surprised you never visited Thailand. Don't be surprised, man. I don't have that much money. Like, I only get to go abroad maybe every 2 to 3 years. You know, I gotta like budget my money out. I got a family to take care of, you know. Let's see, Sockhawk. When I used to live there, they had military on top of PF buildings. I don't know what PF is. It was about fear of Chinese invasions. Okay. We don't really have soldiers on top of buildings anymore, Sockhawk. That's not a thing anymore. We don't do that. We have air raid drills every so often, but we don't have like soldiers on buildings. Leviathan says, it is one of the most popular tourist destinations in the world. I know that, man. And look, if I had the money, I would definitely go to Thailand. I'm not anti-Thailand. I don't hate Thailand. But money is tight, and there's a bunch of other places I want to visit first. So let me do that, and once I do that, then I'll go to Thailand. And if you're still there, we can hang out. Let's see. Last thing here. JJ LIN says, the speed of the machine jumps too fast. And he explained, wait a minute, what? The speed of the machine jumps too fast, and he explained it's a holiday. Oh, for the taxi, Okay, got you. For the taxi. Yeah, they do that. They do that shit with the taxis. Yeah, right? Like the machine, they can play with the machine, right? And then you're right, if there is a holiday, they'll make you pay more, which is bullshit. And then Leviathan says, hell yeah, I'll buy you a Chang. Alright. Looking forward to it, man. Looking forward to it. And then JJ, alright. Well, you know what? That's it, guys. This stream has gone on for a long, long time. I want to thank every one of you guys for coming out here and watching me on this stream. It really makes me feel warm and loved. And that's awesome, man. I'm glad. I'm really happy that I got to try these beers with you, and that I got to do all the questions that you guys left for me, and that we got to have a conversation. You know, it makes me feel really, really happy. And yeah, thanks for coming. Thanks for watching. And I hope I see you guys next time when I do my next live stream. Now that I have all the software installed on my computer and it's ready to go, then I'll probably do live streams more often. And I'll definitely advertise them again. And yeah, that's it. I love you guys. Thanks for coming out. And I hope to see you next time. Thanks for stopping by.